I know this is the second video today, guys, but I was inspired to make this video and I didn't want it to leave my head before I forget. Today, I just want us to talk about being who we are. Anytime you hear people say, be who you are, it never really sticks. They don't really understand it. All they know is there is this abstract concept that is called me that I have to find one day. But being who you are is very simple. It is literally the easiest thing in the world. Every time you are asked something, every time you are told to do something that you are not comfortable with, but you do because you give into pressure or the idea of how people will perceive you or how people will accept you, you are not being who you are. It's that simple. Every time something comes up, every time you make a choice, every time you are faced with a choice, and we are always faced with choices because we are human beings. Our every day is a choice. Our every breathing moment is a choice. Everything we do is a choice. Wearing even these glasses, this shirt, it's a choice. We are consciously, continuously, infinitely making choices. Every day. The moment you wake up, you choose to stand up. The moment you wake up, you choose to have your bath, to brush your teeth, to go out. Yes, sometimes it's something we have to do, but we always have a choice. We can always not do it. So every time you choose an option that isn't what you wanted, but simply because of perception, because of your anxiety, because of who you think people want you to be, you are not being who you are. Guys, I realized today we weren't born to fit in. We are not robots. We are not AI. We are not people who, we are not hive mind. The beauty and the unicity, if that is a word, in individuals, it is because they are different. If every flower on earth was pure green, the same type of green, there wouldn't be floralists or whatever they call them. There wouldn't be people who study flowers, florists, because it's boring. It's the same thing. The reason they are florists is because they take love. They find affection in realizing that every flower is unique, either in its appearance or in its ecosystem or its way of living. The mushroom is a unique plant because it looks like a mushroom. It is not a dandelion. Robots are the same thing. They are boring. The reason we stand out is because we become who we are, unapologetically, unashamedly. Guys, you need to understand that because everybody is raised in the same environment and goes to the same schools and does the same things does not make me and you the same people. Even Siamese twins were made different. They think different. Guys, even people that are schizophrenic, I simply believe they are at war with who they are. They do not know who they are, so they have created multiple personalities without even realizing. We're all anxious. We are also bothered about what people say, what people will do, what people will think of us when we do the things that we want to do. Because why? Because we're trying to fit in. Because we are trying to fit in. That is the entire problem. That's why artists spend their whole lives trying to make it, trying to blow, but they never seem to find out how. They never seem to cross that path. It is because you are trying to be someone else. You cannot be someone else more than the person is themselves. Because you do not have the soul. You do not have the core. The core is what gives the idea. The idea is what blossoms. The blossom is what you call blue. The blossom is what you experience as fame because you have stood out. You have informed the world that this is who you are. Guys, the media thrives on new things. They thrive on interesting topics. And simply being you is interesting enough to be famous. Everybody is trying to be somebody else to get to the point where that person has gotten. Second to do it is never as special as the first to ever do it. You want to be somebody else, but don't you ever expect to reach the same heights that somebody else has already gotten to. There will never be a second Usain Bolt. Even if it's a twin brother with the same first name, you will never enjoy another Usain Bolt like Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt could never be Michael Phelps. If Usain Bolt took up swimming against his wishes to run and swim, he would have been lost in the crowds, in the souls of other people who have tried and failed. Special people stand out. Remember that in every second of your life, in every minute when you are making a choice, do what you want to do. Not because somebody wants you to do it, but because you want to do it. Guys, and I promise you, you will never stand out as a more. You will never stand out taller. You will never experience a sort of peace that comes with just being you. We do it so effortlessly. We have done it since we were children. But at some point when we grew up, when we went through adolescence, as children, we were never more ourselves than ourselves. We didn't know anything. All we knew to do was be us. We came out of the womb knowing only us. Guys, I think sometimes that the 9 months we spent inside our mother's belly wasn't necessarily for development. Yes, it was part of the process. But I think we spent all that time alone to understand that you are your own person. You are not your mother, you are not your father. Yes, you are an amalgamation of their genes, but you are not even them. Those who birthed you. You have different characters. So why do you want to succeed being somebody else? You can never do it better than the person who is. And the sooner we accept that we will not be accepted by everybody, even Jesus Christ was not accepted by everybody. Why are we not understanding that being us is the key to success, is the key to being the happiest version of us? Anxiety is literally spawning. It spawns from the fact that we are trying to impress people. Anxiety is a normal human emotion, but guess who is anxious? The person about to present their idea to the board, hoping their idea gets accepted and they blow up, or they are accepted and they get the promotion, or they are accepted and their movie is green-lighted or green-lit. Nobody is more anxious than the person trying to be accepted. So guess what? For as long as you have anxiety about your everyday life, it is simply because you are not being you. That is all. That is everything. That is literally the only thing that is stopping you from being your best self. Guys, being your best self does not equal money. I would be lying to you if that's the case. It does not equal money. It equals peace. It equals happiness, knowing that from henceforth you refuse to care about what people think. You refuse to care about what people say. You refuse to care about what people might even do, might think, might say. Be you. And criticism will never touch you because you realize that it comes from a place of originality. Just because I look like this, just because I have big boobs and a big ass, does not mean I should be a prostitute, does not mean I should sleep around, does not mean I should be everywhere at the biggest parties because I represent that image, because I have the body for it. Just because I am tall and athletic does not mean I am a basketballer. It does not mean I want to play ball. Just because I'm bulky does not mean I want to play American football. Just because I look good does not mean I should be dating multiple women at a time. We grew up different. Have a great day, guys.